Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Aquarius, tonight we have the, I forgot, seven of wands, which has everything to do with valor, okay? And so let's go ahead. We're just gonna see what these tea leaves are going to tell us. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. And I also want to just say thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It truly is an honor. Our time is so precious, isn't it? Okay. So I feel like we have this very intense, I keep thinking like home. Well, like a want to be home, I'm imagining that you are maybe like a homebody a little bit, right? You love to be in your own kind of sanctuary, right? And so I feel there is this, it really is it feels like a shift back towards really paying attention to the world that you have built for yourself or that you are building for yourself. Now I'm looking, we have a person right here. It looks like they're choosing between kind of two different things here. And it looks like the zero, it looks like the zero impregnated, which is the symbol of the sun or, right, God. And the zero without the dot in the middle, and this is what I'm talking about, is the dot. This can be related to the Fool. It can be related to the beginning and the end of a path, right? Kind of where that alpha and omega meet, and there is a sense of maybe a continued cyclic process, right? You're kind of in the loop. Now, it almost kind of feels, I don't want to do the whole red pill, blue pill, whatever. I know that's very loaded, right? And on the internet now. But it really kind of is do you choose, to kind of lift the veil? Do you choose to look at everything around you in your life, in the world, right? Especially the physical world. But do you choose to kind of admit to yourself, right? This is just like a veneer. This is just it's all just kind of illusion. I mean, ultimately, right? Especially the things that get us stuck and trap us and, kind of build these blockages within our life and hold us hostage almost to some extent, right? But then there's always the chance. And especially when you're met with some kind of divine happening or a revelation, a thing being revealed to you, or even coming across somebody new in your life. I am very superstitious and I believe wholly, I'm not just saying this, I fully believe that I continually meet the beloved, right? And this is not like your spouse or your husband or whatever, your spouse, your significant other, your partner, although it can be, right? I mean, they can be that. But the beloved is like the anima, the animus, this divine union of parts of self. And I think that this thing, this beloved thing, this aspect of our own, psyche, spiritual being, whatever it is, it manifests through other people. And it can show itself in our relationships, in the circumstances of our living, and so on. And I feel for you that there is this, it feels like you're having a hard time pushing forward, right? You're having a hard time accepting that things maybe won't end up the way that you had hoped they would, that you envisioned. That maybe some of your decisions that have brought you here now maybe were a little bit of a misstep. Although, on the other hand, right, everything happens as it should. Everything is in its right place. I feel you more than you have in a long time, ready to make some deep choices for yourself. How are you going to move forward? Where are you going with your life? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? And with this reevaluation, I feel like comes this kind of current of resolve. It's like there is life building again within you. And you will not let anything get in the way of the work that you intend to do. And so up here we also have, it looks like a person who's carrying a bag on the back there. And I immediately was thinking of somebody who was like harvesting or, picking some kind of fruits or vegetables or, whatever. That is harvesting. That's the exact same thing. I meant to say foraging. Not just for food, though. It could be for resources, right? And so I also see we have people praying over here, almost kind of in this like devotional hallelujah, just absolutely taken by the energy of things. I was going to say taken by spirit, which, yeah, I mean, that it is, right? You become almost possessed with ecstasy, with bliss, with that divine agape, right? And maybe you reach this through prayer. Maybe this is something like you do some kind of ecstatic dance, or you participate in some kind of tantric work or yogic work, or postures. I have found that even riding, I have been riding bike, right, for intentional movement reasons. And I found that I hit a certain point where I want to quit, and I keep pushing, right? And then a couple minutes later, I'm like, okay, I can do it. But then I get almost into a euphoria. I start to feel a calmness kind of set over me, and I was not expecting that. I mean, I had read about that. I've heard athletes talk about it. I am not athletic at all, okay? But I feel like I've been reaching this thing that I had never experienced before, and it feels very similar to that kind of union that we have with the divine, and when that is activated and indulged, right? You can think of like the Sufis or the Jainists, or any of these groups of people who really just kind of allow themselves to fully get immersed into that connection and express it in a great many of ways. And so I really feel like this next cycle for you going into the new year, it's about making decisions about your life. Not easy, not an easy decision. I see you having a lot of motivation. I see you really deciding that you're going to, well, make some changes, right? Create maybe a life or lifestyle that almost like it's like you dare not dream of it because you don't want to be let down. But I just, it's like the winds have changed, right? And it's like I'm tired of just feeling like this is just some kind of pipe dream. I'm never going to even begin to be able to do these things or acquire the resources I need to do these things. And let's face it, that's usually what it is, right? It's expensive to have big dreams. But I feel like the heck with that, right? Go for it. Go for whatever it is that you know really, like, I don't know that it's going to make you happy, but it's going to lend you some meaning in life, right? And I feel like this is very much what this gathering is about. Finding the things that you need to do, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, right? This faraway dream, the one that you don't even admit to yourself, let alone anybody else, right? But this is it. Things are changing. And you're starting to have more confidence, I think. I think that you're trusting in yourself more. And hopefully you have been kind of focused on some self-development. And I think that's really a big part of this. The other thing is that you are very connected with the divine, or whatever it is that you kind of derive meaning and comfort and a closeness, if that is a religious system, if it is philosophy or a spiritual system or the sciences or whatever it is, nihilism, I don't know. You know, sometimes coming into those places of melancholy and nihilistic thinking feel like home. They kind of do feel comfortable, at least for a moment. So I can understand that. But I do feel this activation of your spiritual essence, right? And being directly plugged into that. Not just kind of like it's on the peripheral of my life and I save it for, you know, a certain day of the week. And that's, you know, I put all the time and effort into that one moment, that Sabbath or whatever it is. No, you are living your beliefs. You're living your convictions, your virtues, and so on. Okay, and so I feel like there is this real undeniable connection. Okay, now we have, it looks like it says Joe. 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 There's also an R. I don't know. But Joe is the first thing that I saw. So I'm going with Joe. We also have a little snail. And so we have the kangaroo. We have this mother energy. And we have maybe a grandmother energy over here. Kind of the wise old woman right here being met by the mother archetype. So this would be the crone and this is the middle goddess archetype. And I almost feel like something is being passed on to you. And I wonder if that is to become kind of the maternal the matriarch of the family, if you are taking on that position. Now, you might not be a woman, right? Maybe this is you going into a position of being the patriarch of the family. Maybe you're, you know, the one that's going to be doing holidays and keeping the family together. I mean, that's the big thing. And what a job. That must be very difficult. But yes, getting everybody kind of wrangled up and together, even when they're complaining and they don't want to come and they have a million things going on, you are making sure that everybody is still communicating, that there are times when, you know, there's the opportunity for everybody to get together, to spend, you know, that quality time that, you know, I think that with the way our lives are these days, how busy they are, I think that it's very easy to kind of continually shrug off like, oh, I'll go to the next thing. I'll go to the next holiday. I can't today. I just worked. I don't really feel like going. Or you go and you just sit on your phone. No. I feel like you are in a position where you're going to be leading, right? And it's kind of like, here's the shoebox. Everybody put their phone in there, right? Let go of your phone for a while. Calling people up. Are you coming? Do you need a ride? If you don't have a ride, I'm coming to get you. You have to be here, you know? So I do. I feel like this is a big on-taking. And I wonder if this is partially why you're looking at your place in the world and realizing that maybe it doesn't fit the position that you are rising to within your family, right? And if you are somebody who is kind of an elder in your family, you know, this isn't something that usually happens overnight. You know, God willing, our elders go over time, not abruptly. But you know that it takes time. It takes years. I mean, you're an apprentice, right? Mom and grandma and dad and grandpa and everybody else, aunties, uncles, everybody else is teaching you, guiding you how to be somebody who can keep a family functioning, working, right? And so I feel like this is something that you know has been coming and you've been partaking in it for some time, but I think you also know that you have to do some changing, because to be put in a role of being the head of a group of people, right? Or at least the one that is proactive. You want to be in a good place in your own life, with your own self. Right? And so I feel like this is it. It's like I want to do some work on myself so I can be a better person for me, but also so I can show up for the people that I love. And that makes complete sense to me. Absolutely. Okay, so we also have an umbrella, and we have, it looks like a boat, a little boat here, and somebody waving. So there will be some kind of trip coming up, but I think you're going to run into some problems. I feel like this is like maybe something that, I don't know, I keep thinking like they don't want you to go, you know, or the universe or somebody in your life is making this difficult for you to go. I don't know if this is like a work thing or if you're going on like a holiday with your friends or, you know, whatever it is. But I feel like you just having one thing after another getting in your way, but you are not going to let this go. I feel you getting there on the trip, right? You're not going to succumb to all of the tedium and the ordeals. But I do feel like once you kind of set off on your trip into the world, wherever you're going, I think that this is a good thing because I feel like there is a need for some kind of separation of the normal routine and schedule, and maybe even like, you know, your spouse or your family members that you probably live with you, right? Taking a day or two, a few days, having some space from one another. You know, it's amazing what a little space can do sometimes. You know, you might not even realize you need it, and then you take it, or you have to, you know, for whatever reason, like a work trip, and you realize, like, man, I really needed a few minutes to myself where I wasn't working or doing chores or, you know, whatever. So I do feel like this is really such an exciting time. It is scary though, right? And I mean, I don't think that anything scary is happening, but it's scary to be courageous. It's scary to make changes, like real changes in our life. So stay brave, okay? I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you for even beginning to look at this, right? To look at where you might want to adjust things, where you might want to change some. And I think they're pretty fundamental aspects of your life. But yeah, let's do our lucky numbers. I want to go ahead. We're going to just roll these things. Okay, so we have 39. Hey, I'm 39, I think. Okay, we have 18. I'm definitely not 18. 39 again. Let's do one more. Come on. 39 is really the big number. 22. All right. 39, 18, 39, and 22. Perfect. All right. Let's see. We have the Wild Offering Oracle cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip through here. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Yes. Companionship. All right. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. Yes. I'm here for it. Absolutely. I think everybody should spend some time alone, sometime in their adult life. Now, I'm not saying forever, although if you end up liking it, then do you, mama, or, you know, papa. But yeah, I think it's important to learn to be alone. And, you know, it's fine to be lonely. There are worse things that we can be than lonely. I mean, it can be very sad, of course, but a little loneliness is, it builds character. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's the worst thing. Also, what was I going to... I had a question for my Aquarius people, and I totally forgot. I was going to write it down right before I started. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. We just started Saturnalia. It started today, this morning. And so happy Saturnalia, or Oi Saturnalia. I forget how they, or Yo. Is it Yo? I always forget. But yes, it is. I think it is Yo because it's IO, right? Yeah. And yeah, it's my favorite holiday of the season, of the year, really. I'm a huge fan of old Saturn. One might even say a devotee. I do not belong to anything, but maybe a child of Saturn. I might be. And so anyways, it's between the 17th and the 23rd. I hope that you have a most blessed Saturnalia. Things sometimes can get a little messy. Saturn's presence isn't always like the best. Plus, we're coming up to the solstice. We're in those dark, short days. I'm not mad about it. I actually really love how short our days are. But that will be changing soon. We're about to start having longer and longer days. I don't know, it's the 17th, so in just a few days from now. It's coming up. All right, well, anyways, I'm going to tell you I love you. Thank you for letting me ramble. If you want to like the video, leave a comment. I read them all. Or subscribe. Hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. Other than that, I hope you all are doing well. If you're celebrating any of the holidays at all, I hope you have a wonderful time. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't let people around you drink and drive. Yeah. All right. Good night, good night, good night.